Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? I'm going to put in a disclaimer at the beginning of this video because I'm tired of getting medical misinformation strikes against my videos for and I don't talk about anything medical in my videos. So here's a disclaimer. I do not speak on anything medical in any of my videos. My videos are about current events. My videos, especially this video, is about Hurricane Helene and anything current event like. Thank you. So, in this video, you're going to be seeing some clips of what people are experiencing, of what people are seeing, and how they are feeling about what's going on in the world today.
Can I tell you what I find suspicious as shit? That one of the areas affected by Hurricane Helene is the world's largest lithium deposit, and the DoD just entered into an agreement with this company right here to mine lithium for electric cars starting in 2025. Now that area is completely devastated. This was a $90 million agreement between the DoD and this company right here to get Kings Mountain, North Carolina lithium mine up and running by 2030. If that area has been inundated, is in a disaster zone, then the government can come in and do eminent domain and they can pay you what it was worth 5 years ago rather than what it's worth right now. Imagine that your home has turned into a watery lot and the government comes to you and says, hey, I'll pay you what you paid for it. You're gonna take it and you're gonna go, right? What do you think is going to happen right here now that they want this lithium mine up and running by 2025, 2030 at the latest? Back in 1947, we had the Florida-Georgia hurricane, or Hurricane 9, and it was the first hurricane to be targeted for weather modification. What happened was General Electric, the US Navy, the Army, the Air Force, they poured dry ice into this hurricane using airplanes to see what would happen. Would they slow it down? Well, what happened was it slowed down a little bit, but it turned west really sharp. Let me show you. This is the path that the hurricane took in 1947. Does it look similar to you? Probably not. It's a coincidence, right? Moving on. I'm sure this is just another coincidence, but do you know who owns the most shares in that lithium mine? BlackRock and Vanguard.
Pardon my language. What the fuck is our government doing right now? What in the actual fuck? You have FEMA in North Carolina confiscating supplies, donations. People are being told that they're not allowed to help. They can't use their own helicopters. You can't fly drones so you can actually see what the damage is. There are thousands of people still completely unaccounted for, and they're telling us that there's maybe 100 dead. I am watching TikToks and X. None of this is on Facebook. None of it. It is being so fucking censored. And it pisses me off, and it should piss all of America off. We have $300 billion going to motherfucking Ukraine, which is the most fucking corrupt country, one of them. And you're giving $750 to people that do not have a home anymore? Go fuck yourself, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Go fuck yourself.
Alejandro Mayorkas sounding the alarm on FEMA funding right after the devastation of Hurricane Helene. Listen.
We are meeting the immediate needs with the money that we have. We are expecting another hurricane hitting. We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season.
This all comes as the Biden-Harris administration spent over $1 billion from a FEMA program on services for migrants. Attorney General of the great state of Florida, Ashley Moody, joins me now. AG Moody, why does the Biden-Harris administration always seem to help American taxpayers last?
Good morning, Todd. Yeah, everyone should be waking up this morning outraged by that comment. This is not something that has just happened recently, and Florida's been warning about this since this administration took over. Mayorkas has come in like a virus and infected these what need to be healthy, strong, fundamental programs to ensure the stability and safety of Americans in times of disaster. So you heard, they have taken the FEMA Emergency Food and Shelter Program and over time siphoned off hundreds of millions of dollars into basically making it an illegal immigrant resettlement program. And so when you see these states and cities around the nation declaring emergencies, even blue states, because of what this administration has done, encouraging more and more and more, developing programs to encourage more and more and more people to come here, the government, Biden and Harris, are having to fund that on the backs of the American people. And now, right now, when Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, all of these states are hurting because of this truly natural disaster, not a Biden-Harris-made disaster, they're saying we need more money. And of course they need more money because they've been laundering it from the true intended purpose of this fund that Congress set forth. Laws be damned.
There's two things going on here. We just touched upon the main thing, this horrific prioritization of migrants over American taxpayers. But there's also something else here. What does this say about the Biden-Harris administration's ability to just lead? If they underfunded FEMA this much, and we are not even close to being in the heart of hurricane season, which in reality is August, September, October, and November, A.G. Moody.
Look, this is what President Trump did so well while in office. He could get to a 30,000-foot level, look at the health of American agencies and programs, determine what the problems were, and enlist resources, talented individuals, and a strategy to put Americans and the safety and strength of this nation first. I've seen it work here in Florida with Governor DeSantis. We decide where our problems are, we set forth to fix them, and we make sure not only money, but the strategy and talented personnel are in place to fix them.
Look at this. Feds say there's no money left to respond to hurricanes after FEMA used $640 million this year on migrants. We have so many naive people in America who have come to me, all in my comment section, all over social media saying, but what's the big deal with illegal immigration? It's not a problem for us. But I've told you they're in these cities sucking up resources that are supposed to be allocated for the American people. And I have said in many of my TikTok lives that the cost of this administration's failures will be passed on to the American taxpayer in the form of higher taxes, fines, and fees, hiring freezes, and cuts to vital services. This is such a grand failure on the part of Kamala Harris and the Biden-Harris administration that I don't see how anybody in their right mind would want to cast a vote for these people. Can we really do 4 more years of absolute neglect of the American people? I don't think so. But hey, what the hell do I know?
If I seem a little angry in this video, it's because I am. And you might not care right now because you're not personally affected. But let me tell you this. The Department of Homeland Security, the head of that organization is Alejandro Mayorkas. And he recently released a statement stating that FEMA does not have enough resources, enough money to provide disaster relief throughout the rest of hurricane season. How does that even make sense when we've given tens of billions of dollars to other countries that have nothing to do with us? We have American citizens right now in Georgia, North Carolina, and other states affected by Hurricane Helene, and we don't have enough money. But you know what? FEMA magically somehow found a way to give over $600 million away to services to be rendered to non-citizen migrants who are coming to American communities. And meanwhile, Kamala Harris is out there talking about how any individual who was affected by Hurricane Helene can expect to receive $750 per person. How does that even make sense? You might not care. It might not affect you personally, but guess what? Those on the left side of the aisle will continue to support these politicians because these politicians are driven to make sure that the American citizen winds up ultimately last, and that simply cannot be allowed to continue.
A lot of people don't like the truth, but here it is. Our corrupt politicians have sold this nation out, sold you out, your future, your children. They've destroyed the economy. They're liquidating your future, stealing your tax dollars and sending it off all around the world. It's a fire sale. They've destroyed this future generation's education system to the point where they don't know what's up, what's down. These globalists have gone to other globalist countries, said, empty out your jails. We got a plan. Get rid of all of your less desirables. Don't worry, we'll pay to ship them up to the United States. Our plan is chaos. And then once they're there, we're going to give them enough money just to get by day to day. And then we're going to cut it. And that's when the party starts. You have no idea what's about to happen. And a majority of you don't care. This is all by design. This globalist agenda can't move forward with the United States still intact. That's the truth. Welcome to the Thunderdome. You don't have survival skills, knowledge, experience, better get on it. You have limited time. They're going to drop everything out. Countries around us are going to lock down their borders. And then they're going to kick the beehive.
Black Mountain just released a statement today not to bring any more resources here, and that's the craziest thing that I have ever heard.
No, you're dead right. That's the reason we're not going to Black Mountain. The first load we took up there, the local government up there told us not to bring anything, and they said they didn't want anything, that they were waiting on the federal assistance. And then when we they went up there another time and tried to get stuff off, and we were told to take it to a federal FEMA camp, is what they said, and drop it off, and they would organize it for distribution to the people.
down my freaking tree.